If you've spent any real time in a garden, you've probably noticed something curious. The healthiest soils aren't bare, they're covered. Our ancestors understood this instinctively, long before soil tests, microscopes, or academic papers. They used straw, not as decoration, not as waste, but as a quiet soil building tool. Today, modern science is finally catching up and confirming what traditional farmers already knew. Straw is not just mulch, it's a soil regenerating system. Here on Soilpower, we talk a lot about working with the soil instead of fighting it. Straw sits right at the heart of that philosophy. Let's unpack why this ancient practice works so well, what science now tells us, and how you can use straw today, whether you're just starting out or you've been gardening for decades. Why straw was never just straw. To early farmers, straw wasn't leftover debris from harvest, it was future fertility. After grains were cut, straw returned to the field as a protective blanket. This wasn't accidental. Fields covered with straw held moisture longer, resisted erosion, and produced better crops year after year. What they didn't know, but sensed, was that straw created conditions where soil life could thrive. Covered soil stays cooler in heat, warmer in cold, and more biologically active all year. In other words, straw made the soil resilient. Modern farming stripped this practice away in favor of bare, tilled fields. The result? Compaction, erosion, nutrient loss, and lifeless dirt. Straw didn't fail us. We abandoned it. Today's soil biology research confirms that straw does something remarkable. It feeds the underground ecosystem without disturbing it. Straw is mostly carbon, which soil microbes desperately need. When laid on the surface, fungi slowly colonize it, bacteria follow, and a food web forms right at the soil interface. This fungal-dominated breakdown is key. Unlike fast-decomposing green matter, straw decomposes slowly, building stable organic matter instead of quick nutrient spikes. That's how long-term soil structure forms. Pores open, aggregates strengthen, roots move deeper. Studies now show that straw-mulched soils can hold significantly more water than bare soils. This alone explains why gardens using straw survive drought better, even with less irrigation. Water isn't running off or evaporating. It's being stored underground where plants can reach it. One of straw's most overlooked benefits is temperature regulation. Soil biology functions best within a narrow temperature range. Bare soil can swing wildly, scorching during the day, freezing at night. Straw moderates those extremes. In summer, straw blocks direct sunlight, keeping soil cool and preventing microbial shutdown. In cooler seasons, it insulates the soil, extending biological activity weeks longer than uncovered beds. This means nutrients remain available longer, roots grow deeper, and plants experience less stress. For experienced gardeners, this explains why straw-mulched beds often wake up earlier in spring and stay productive later into fall without extra inputs. Our ancestors didn't wage chemical war on weeds, they simply made conditions unfavorable for them. Straw works by blocking light at the soil surface, preventing many weed seeds from germinating at all. What's important here is that straw doesn't kill weeds aggressively, it prevents them gently. Over time, the weed seed bank in the soil declines naturally. Gardens become easier to manage every season, not harder. This is especially powerful for experienced gardeners who are tired of constant weeding cycles. Straw shifts the system instead of forcing short-term control. One of the biggest misconceptions is that mulch is about feeding plants directly. Straw flips that thinking. It feeds soil organisms first, and those organisms feed plants in return. As fungi and bacteria break down straw, nutrients are slowly released in plant-available forms. This process aligns perfectly with plant demand, reducing nutrient loss and leaching. It also prevents the boom and bust cycle common with synthetic fertilizers. So, not all straw use is equal. Thickness really matters here. If you put down a thin layer, it'll dry out and honestly, just blow away. But a deep layer, about 10 to 15 centimeters, creates a stable microclimate for your soil. Always use straw, not hay, because hay contains seeds that can introduce new weeds to your garden. Lay the straw right on top of the soil and don't mix it in. Mixing straw into the soil too early can actually tie up nitrogen as microbes break it down. But if you leave it on the surface, decomposition happens naturally, without robbing your plants. For new beds, you can lay straw immediately after planting, but make sure to leave a little space around young stems. For established gardens, it's best to apply straw at the start of the dry season, or before extreme heat arrives. And remember, reapply as it breaks down. This breakdown is actually a feature, not a failure. The real magic shows up over time. After 1 season of straw mulching, soil feels softer. After 2 seasons, it smells richer. After 3, you'll notice fewer weeds, better moisture retention, and healthier plants with fewer pests. This isn't coincidence. Straw encourages predatory insects, stabilizes fungal networks, and supports a balanced soil ecosystem. Pests thrive in stressed systems. Straw reduces stress. Many gardeners report needing less watering, fewer amendments, and less labor overall. That's ancestral wisdom meeting modern efficiency. In an era of expensive inputs and degraded soils, straw offers something rare, a low-cost, low-tech solution with high impact. It's scalable, accessible, and proven across centuries and climates. Modern science didn't invent this knowledge, it validated it. And once you see straw not as waste but as a biological tool, gardening changes. Soil becomes a partner, not a problem to fix. If there's one takeaway from our ancestors, it's this: protect the soil and the soil will protect you. Straw does exactly that, quietly, reliably, powerfully. If this article helped you see straw differently, you'll love what we explore next here on Soilpower. Subscribe to the channel, share this with a fellow gardener, and help bring back the practices that actually work. Healthy soil isn't built overnight, but with straw, it is built to last.